Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to take something that you have vibe coded and place it inside of Storyline. I have talked a lot about vibe coding. I have talked a lot about taking vibe code and putting it inside of Rise using their new code block, which is pretty slick. I hope Storyline eventually gets something similar to the code block where you can just copy and paste in the code, but it is still possible to actually take something that you have vibe coded and place it inside a Storyline using a web object. Now, the web object is essentially like it brings in the HTML file and it previews it right inside a Storyline. Now, you may have to publish it out, but you could still have several different files and so forth. But we're going to go ahead and take something that we've already vibe coded and just walk through the process of putting it inside of Storyline. So I have a sample Storyline course that just has some content in there. So we're going to go ahead and create a new page here, and it's going to be a blank page. So I'm going to say blank page, and you can do this with any Storyline project. And then if you click on Insert, this is where you go into Web Object. And you've been able to do this for a long time. You could have taken any custom kind of code inside of there, or you could use some like other website or something like that and brought in a website there. So this is not anything new, but because vibe coding has become so popular, it's something that I wanted to re-explore with Storyline. So let's go in and explore what we have with Claude. If you want to check out how I created this game, you can check out this video as well, where I talk about creating the game from scratch using Claude. This video isn't focused on creating the game. It's more about taking the game and then putting it inside of Storyline. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the game. So you can see here, I'm going to relaunch this. So I'm going to switch it over to the code mode and then go back into here so we can see it from the beginning. So we have our start game. We have different lives, we have different scores, we have questions. If you get it wrong, you lose a life as well. And then you can see points. If you get it right, you can see it start to increase and your levels start to increase. You can pause the game as well. So pretty cool vibe coded, didn't touch any code to be able to create this. Pretty cool vibe coded game that you can just bring into Storyline. To do this, you don't actually copy and paste in the code. What you do is you click on this little download button up on the top. Instead of copy, you click on download. Now what it will do is it will download a HTML file. Now this HTML file, you can go ahead and let's just call this one index, which is pretty common. Or let's try it out with like what it is to begin with. I'm going to do that again. Let's keep it as arcade trivia. And let's just see if that'll work. If not, we can change it to index. But now let's come into Storyline and click on Web Object. Now, when you click on Web Object, you can just bring in a link somewhere. So if this is hosted somewhere on a website, you could actually just bring it in as a link. But what you can also do is click on this folder. If you click on that folder, it allows you to go grab an HTML file. Now, you actually have to grab a folder in order for this to work. So one more thing we need to do, I'm going to just go ahead and hide this real quick. And I am going to, and I think I saved it on my desktop. Yeah, right there. And for some reason, it's taking a second for it to upload. But let's go ahead and just say game. And then we're going to drag that over to my desktop here. You point to the folder and then it brings in the HTML. That's why I think we may need to actually name it index.html. It's been a while since I've done that, but I'm going to name it index.html. All right, so now let's go to my desktop, and index is essentially where you say this is the home page of the website. It's always named index for some reason. All right, so I'm gonna go into my desktop, click on game, and click on select folder. Now there we go, it's gonna point to this. We can test link if we wanted to, and yep, it's pulling in the game. So that's why make sure that you name it index.html in order for it to know which file to actually pull up. I'm gonna go ahead and close that. And you can see that it loads automatically. It displays in the slide, or we can have this display in a new browser, but also scale with slide. So let's click OK. And so I'm going to expand this out. For some reason, it adds padding, but I want this to fill the entire screen. Now, if I preview this, we're going to run into an issue here. So let's preview it. You can see that web objects, for some reason in Storyline, this is why I'm hoping that it eventually becomes like Rise where you can just copy and paste in the code, but web objects cannot be previewed. You have to publish out the entire thing. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's come into the Home tab. Let's go into Publish here, and you can make sure that the game is working inside of Claude and everything is good to go. This is just a way once you're done to then put it inside of Storyline. So let's publish this out. Okay, so it's published out. Now we can preview it. There we go. So we just take the folder that we've published and double click on the story.html. And then I forgot which name. So this is untitled slide. Oh, there we go. So untitled slide down here. So this is under snippets. There we go. So it's untitled slide right there. Now we do have certain dimensions inside of Storyline. So for some reason, if your game is too big, you will have to go back to Claude and you will have to say, work within these dimensions. And you can see if you go into design, slide size, you can see here that the max width is 1000, the max height is 562. So if your game goes beyond 562, you may run into an issue. But I can always go back to Claude or ChatGPT and say, hey, make sure that it doesn't go above 562 height, and it will make the adjustments from there. All right, so let's go ahead and click on Start Game. And you can see it has a scroll bar, so I can scroll down if needed, but it does work perfectly inside of here. So I get my points. I do have the pause button, so it pauses, and I can resume and so forth. So this allows me to vibe code something and still use it. Instead of having to use it in Rise, I can still use it inside of Storyline. A couple extra steps. I hope they improve the process similar to what they've done with Rise in the future. But for now, I can still take something that I vibe coded and put it inside of Storyline. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you want to check out more, head on over to my website at learningdojo.ninja. You can check out all apps that I've created to help you with development. You can also check out full courses covering everything from A to Z, including a vibe coding fundamentals that will be out fairly soon, hopefully by the time of this recording. And then also blog posts. You can check out all previous blog posts. You can download free templates and join our growing community as well. If you like this video, head on over to my YouTube channel, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, as well as hit the bell notification so you get notified of all future videos as they come out. That really helps my channel, allows me to continue to grow, to reach more learning developers. I am so close to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I can taste it, and I'm really excited about it. If you want to subscribe, you can make sure that you get notified of all future videos. All right, that's all I have for today. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you next time.